Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and here we are back in Watch Dogs Legion in London. We're in an area called Warren Street, which is between Camden Town and Oxford Street, just off Tottenham Court Road, which used to be a really big shopping road. There used to be loads of electrical shops. It's where you had to come back in the day before Amazon and online to buy all your TVs and computers, but of course all that's changed now, but it is what it is. So yeah, get to know London via Watch Dogs Legion and Guessagaingaming. Anyway, today's video is just a small video, another thing that's come up in the news of kind of pre-woke games, or games that may be woke that haven't even come out yet. And it's about a game, and the reason I'm making the video is because it's a game that I played a lot, or at least I played the last one a lot, which is The Witcher. And I was very into The Witcher 3. I didn't play the earlier games. I've not watched the Netflix show because I looked at it and it didn't look like the game, and I thought, no, don't like that. It might be great, I'm not saying it's not, but it just didn't appeal to me. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit. I already knew from things that CD Projekt Red had said that they were going to make Ciri the main character in the new Witcher game. I can't say I'm an expert on Witcher lore or anything like that. I've played the Witcher 3 game and the DLCs a lot, but I can't say I'm an expert on all the lore outside just what's in that game. But I did know that only men could become witchers. So I didn't really think about this much when I first heard that they were going to make Ciri into the main character in a Witcher, because it just didn't kind of click, or I didn't really think too much about it. But now I've seen that they're talking about the game more, and they've released little clips or bits and pieces to do with it, and people are kind of some people are angry and upset because it's Ciri and she's a witcher and she's a woman, so it's that girl boss thing. Also, I think people have said that she looks a bit more butch and macho and less Ciri-ish than she did in the previous game. And as it's a game that I know well and I like a lot, a bit like Dragon Age or Mass Effect or one of these games, Cyberpunk, where I'm quite invested in the game and the story and I know a lot about the game at least, I thought I'd just throw my thoughts in for the moment. Obviously it's a game that's not going to come out for quite a while, so we're kind of guessing. And I think CD Projekt Red have said a few things that indicate they may be a bit woke as well, so that doesn't help when people kind of anticipate what a game might be like. So firstly, how Ciri looks. Well, and I'm doing this in a neutral way because it's very easy nowadays to jump on kind of, oh, it's woke and it's like that just because that's what everything is, or even because CD Projekt Red maybe. Having looked at how she looks in the images for what the new game would be, I didn't find that shocking or anything. I mean, I suppose in a way it would be nice if they made the game and she was exactly the same as she was in The Witcher 3. But obviously she's going to have aged because they're doing it as a sequel, so I think that it's natural she would have looked a little bit older, maybe muscled up a bit. Again, if she's become a witcher, which is something that's hard to do, you have to do lots of special training and pass a test and stuff, then she would have needed to muscle up, so that's natural. She would have aged, that's natural. I didn't study the pictures with a magnifying glass, but I didn't look at that and think, oh my god, she's woke or she's butch or anything like that. I thought it looked reasonably natural for a progression, and she still looked like Ciri. So that's that part. And as far as the Ciri being a witcher, and that she can't be because she's a woman, I don't know what my feeling about that is. And I really don't know, so I'm open to be swayed either way when the game comes out, or anyone who's got a thought who's more invested in the Witcher universe than me. I don't mind that. It would probably be different if it was Lord of the Rings, because I know Lord of the Rings back to front. I knew all the books from when I was younger. I know Tolkien back to front. So I think if I knew the lore much better, and it was something I'd known for many years, back to when I was a child, maybe I would have had a different thought. But the fact that they've changed it so a woman can be a witcher, I'm not against that. I would hope in game they would explain how that was. I would be slightly annoyed if they just did that without explaining how that happened, but it's quite, and I don't know the intricacies of how that lore is in the game or in the story, but it would be good and explainable in the game if they could think of a way to explain how that happened. You know, there must be a way they could do that to make it sound relatively reasonable. There's loads of situations in movies and series and games where a character changes or something happens to make them this or that, and although it doesn't quite make sense, it does in the game or it does in the story. So I think it's doable. I'm not anti it, but I think they need to address it in the game. They can't just plonk her in there and go, she's a Witcher now, because that's not the law. I think if they address it properly and they explain how that happened, then I would be okay with that. And again, like I said, I'm okay with how she looks because she's aged and she would have had to muscle up to be a Witcher. Geralt was muscly, so yeah, I think it's and I do it because I do. I'm very onto anything that's woke. I hate that sweet baby stuff, all these games, Dragon Age, and I call it out as soon as I see it. But having looked at what I've seen of the Witcher things, regardless of anything CD Projekt Red may have said or maybe we may think they might do, nothing that I've seen in the trailers or that they're doing looks shockingly woke. I see that Ciri would be a natural progression because there's no other character to progress unless they kept using Geralt, and I don't mind a change in there, and that's normally in lots of games, and I don't mind her becoming a Witcher as long as they can think of a way to include it into the lore of the game that makes some kind of sense. So that's my thoughts. Like I said, I'm not 100% or even 60% sold on it or against it. It's something I've got a neutral opinion about, but I think just because everyone is onto anything that's slightly woke now, it doesn't mean everything is always that, and I'm open to be convinced that this is just a change that is a change. Anyway, thanks for watching Guess Again Gaming. Till next time, take care for now.